While operating in a narrow channel, you make meeting arrangements with the oncoming ship to pass port to port, or the one whistle. While keeping to your side of the narrow channel, you notice that they are on your side of the channel and have stopped responding to you on the VHF radio. As you begin to get closer, it's apparent they're not making the necessary maneuvers to comply with your arrangements. You only have a few moments left to maneuver to avoid collision. Welcome to Episode 2 of Nav Rules with Captain Brian. Last week, we looked at Rule 2, Responsibility, Part A. Today, we'll take a look at Part B of that rule. So Rule 2, Part B. In construing and complying with these rules, due regard shall be had to all dangers of navigation and collision, and to any special circumstances, including the limitations of the vessels involved, which may make a departure from these rules necessary to avoid immediate danger. So let's look at a couple of these definitions here. Special circumstances. Special circumstances are situations that the Nav rules don't specifically cover. The rules were designed with only two vessels in mind. So in meeting, crossing, and overtaking situations, we have a stand-on vessel that has to maintain course and speed, and we have the give-way vessel, whose responsibility is to keep out of the way of the stand-on vessel. Special circumstances kick in when the rules don't cover certain situations, such as a crossing and a meeting situation developing at the same time amongst three or more vessels. In situations like this, vessels need to communicate and make necessary adjustments to reduce the number of vessels in each situation down to two, a give-way and a stand-on. This turns a three-way meeting situation, such as three-way meeting and crossing, into two separate events, both of them complying with the rules. Limitations of the vessels involved. This could be anything from deep draft and having caught a bank suction or a shear, limited steering power, other things that affect maneuverability, such as a tug towing on the hip or towing astern, that would impact what a vessel can do in certain situations. These limitations need to be conveyed to all vessels involved so that everyone is aware should things go south. Personally, I've been down on one engine trying to limp into port in order to get a mechanic on board. In that situation, I had to let the tows and ships know that I was not able to maneuver in meeting and overtaking situations like I normally would be expected to. And from there, we determined the safest way to make passage. Departures from the rules. Let's go back to our introduction scenario today. The oncoming vessel is on your side of the channel, fast approaching, not answering the radio, and you have to make a decision to avoid a head-on collision. You sound 5 short blasts on the whistle, signaling danger, and you begin to maneuver. Now remember, your arrangement was one whistle, passing port to port. The rules also say that when you're in a narrow channel, you shall keep as far to your starboard side as possible. Lastly, the ship hasn't acknowledged your danger signal. While the term doesn't find itself explicitly written in the rules, you are now what they call in extremis, which from the Latin translates to the farthest reaches. It also implies at the point of death. In this case, you must make a departure from the rules in order to avoid the immediate danger. You announce your intention on the radio, you sound 2 short blasts, and begin steering hard to port. You manage to get clear of the oncoming ship in sufficient time, and you've avoided the immediate danger. In the comments below, discuss a situation where you wound up in extremis. How did you manage to get out of it? Question of the week. Last week's question and answer. Last week we asked, international and inland. A vessel is considered in sight of another vessel only when she, and the answer is, can be observed visually from the other vessel. Thank you for your correct answers last week. Justin Gathard, Thomas Erickson, Michael Parr, and John Flanagan. This week's question, international and inland. A short blast on the whistle has a duration of how many seconds? Please include your answers in the comments below. Next week, we'll take a look at Rule 3, some definitions, and we're going to explore the layout of the rules for the remaining term. If you like what you see here, please click like, subscribe, and as always, stay safe out there. Have a great week, everyone.